Welcome inside the Civic Center here in Hartford, everybody. Dave Sims and Bucky Waters and our Big East crew. Lehigh taking on number 4 Connecticut. A quick check of the starting lineups. Look for Earl Nurse. He's going to have to work like crazy on the board today for Lehigh. Connecticut with Okafor coming off the bad back. Let's see how much he has tonight. And Ben Gordon. Not too many people have been able to stop him this early part of the season. There's a look at Ben. And there's Austin rolling. We are underway. The officials, John Cowell, Ray Perona, and Michael Stevens on the early going. They get it down with Josh Boone.
Right off the blackboard. You think that one was planned?
Philosophy here for Lehigh. They want to make sure their item number 1, get back in transition, because Connecticut can get, after a made basket, can get back up 4 in a heartbeat. Here's Gordon pushing some tempo. Gordon will pull up, won't go. Okafor with the putback, he missed that. Brown is up, got fouled, and he'll have a 3-point opportunity.
One of the rare times you'll see Okafor back up. Thought he had an easy one, was kind of easing out of there. There was just enough room for Denham Brown to come in on the offensive board.
Boy, quick timeout call. Jim Calhoun in his 18th season. 651 career victories in his 32 years as a head coach. National champion in 1999 and 4-time Big East Coach of the Year. Billy Taylor played the Big East at Notre Dame. Patriot League Coach of the Year last year. He helped turn this program around. My goodness, they were going nowhere for a long time. Won 32 games the previous 4 years. And he comes back last year with an 8-6 Patriot League finish, 16-12 overall. They hadn't had a winning season in 13 years.
He's awfully young to be a head coach, but he's been around some good ones. He was recruited by our colleague Digger Phelps, didn't play for him. John McLeod there during his career in South Bend, and was captain his senior year.
Also played for one of the outstanding players and young men out of our home region, the Philadelphia area, Fran McCaffrey, the #1 assistant the last few years down at UNC Greensboro.
Lehigh trying to run some motion, trying to run some clock. It's very, very difficult against this deep, quick Connecticut team.
Monterey down low. This is Earl Nurse, junior forward out of Miami. Up top they go to Mickelson. They turn it over. Gordon in a hurry. Maintains control and reverse layup. My goodness.
I'd give him about a 9 on that one. That was like a 3-quarter gainer with a kiss off the glass.
He's something. Rod Skia, co-captain. Nurse in the corner. Monterey a little pull-up. Tried to go glass, won't go. And Rowland comes back with it. Rowland has really struggled. Gordon. Here's Okafor putting it down, but an offensive foul on Emeka. Nice lead by Talik Brown.
Took a lot of guts to take this charge. Oh my. Rod Teahan. Saw number 50 coming. He was like a deer in the headlights there. He could have got out of the way. And I don't think this game's going to be close. And I think if I wanted to play the rest of the season, I would have gotten out of the way.
7-zip. Pitch out being thrown here by Connecticut. Took it down deep. A lot of shot blockers down there. Rowland up top gets a pick. Oh, he took it right at him. Too high off the glass. Okafor lost it. And that was rejected as well. M. Gabrov, nothing doing there. Gordon baseline, a little short that time. Earl Nurse comes away with it. Monterey breaks it back the other way.
Billy Taylor made a great point. He said, we're not changing anything because we're in here in front of this big crowd and a great team. This is a game we want to learn from, but we haven't set any special situations. And I think that's very wise. They're not going to see anything like this the rest of the season.
Lehigh picked 5th in the preseason poll in the Patriot League. That shot blocked by Talik Brown. Shot clock at 4. They got to get something up here. Monterey lost that, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Hilton Armstrong in the game. Okafor's had some back problems last week. You saw him struggling a little bit against Georgia Tech. A big blowout win against Utah. And Jim Calhoun said, hey, let's not mess around here.
With an injury like that, Dave, once they cool off, it's really tough to get it back. So they may either take him out for good or leave him in a long time. But in and out's no good with that injury.
Nice job by Austin Rowland, showing some jets there. Senior from Hyattsville, Maryland. First bucket tonight for the Mountain Hawks, formerly the Engineers.
Rowland played for Mike Bray, and when Mike Bray went to Notre Dame, that's when Austin Rowland transferred to Lehigh.
Been a nice acquisition, too. Number 2 scorer in the ball club a couple of years ago. Nurse kicks it off. It's going to be Kyle Neptune. Nothing doing there. Denham Brown with the rebound. You know, it's interesting this afternoon talking to Jim Calhoun about how good is this team on paper. We talked about how loaded they are in the open. I mean, Okafor's out of the game with an injury. Armstrong attacks the basket. You've got Charlie Villanueva, who's going through some, I guess, some clearinghouse, some NCAA issues before they get him activated. Ed Nelson, transfer from Georgia Tech. There's Charlie, All-American last year. Thought about last season. Looks like he was going to go to maybe jump to the pros, but he came here to Connecticut. And Jim Calhoun said, hey, if you're coming for 1 year and leaving immediately for the pros, this isn't the place for you. You come here, and you know, we've had, what, 6 players go early.
And he made a good choice. He could have gone to a lot of schools where it could have been showtime for him, and he probably wouldn't have improved as much as he's going to improve here under Jim Calhoun, with enormous competition every day in practice.
Oh, yeah.
Plus the Big East and the international or the national schedule that the Huskies play. So he did the right thing. He would have been a late first-round pick. That's the word we get. But this is good for college basketball and very good for the Huskies.
When they get the full strength with Nelson becoming available, about 6'8". This young man was the ACC Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. All right. I mean, that's going to be as bigger, you know, as big as some pro team. Maybe bigger than some. Up top, Jose Olivero. And Nurse gets a baseline jumper, won't go. Rebound, Denham Brown. Quickly, Talik Brown's got it. Gordon fills the lane. Down low, got the position. Armstrong too hard off the glass. And Gaba takes over.
Well, after that blistering start, Dave, it's like, unfortunately for Jim Calhoun, his team's kind of settled in here. You know, just they're playing the Lehigh Walls time.
Jason Mgaba picks up the foul. Moving pick. Violation call. Timeout. 15:30 to go. And it's all Connecticut 9-2 over Lehigh here at the Civic Center. Tonight's Big East basketball game is being brought to you by Hyundai. Only Hyundai has America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Hyundai, win. And by Cooper Tire, proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. Back here at the Civic Center, all Connecticut, number 4 this week. The Huskies 4-1, taking on 1-2 Lehigh out of the Patriot League.
Yeah, but that one with Georgia Tech, here, the field goal percentages, no surprise. Connecticut has been getting good shots. They're not going down. 1 for 9 for the Mountain Hawks.
Okafor's back in. They blister the zone. Okafor can't convert. In a hurry, here's Rowland back the other way for Lehigh. Nurse thought about it. Boy, look at the presence. That Okafor, you know he's there. And if he can't help but be hesitant to put something up.
You know, one of the real major stats now in defense is deflections. And it was started because of guys who got deflections, didn't get credit for the steal, but they wanted to give the guys credit who are active. Let's let this play finish.
Back the other way, Rowland almost was involved, and Connecticut steals it right back. Well, your guy, your former assistant, Hubie Brown, was always a big deflection guy. I know that from working with him with the Knicks.
Absolutely.
That's a huge stat.
There's going to be a stat for Okafor, not just for blocks, but what about the air balls? What about the feet shuffling? What, you know, you can't really determine misses that he creates just by his presence, but there are obvious walks and air balls that he should get credit for.
Yeah, next time we come up here, we'll get somebody on that stat, like within 15 feet of the basket, and how guys' games totally change when they know he's there as a defensive stopper. Mike Fishman in the game, number 44. Jose Oliveira's got it. They go to Rowland, the corner jump, a little too strong. He has struggled. Talking to Billy Taylor, says he's a much better shooter than what he's shown here in the early going. It's just been unfortunate for the young man. Denham Brown, look at the quick release up there. Nothing doing there.
Oh, he's so much stronger. He worked hard in the weights. Larry Brown was in the international play all summer, kept telling Jim Calhoun, hey, I'm telling you, I love this guy, Denham. I love him. And sure enough, when he came back, Calhoun said he was a different player.
It shows, too. Austin Rowland. Rebound taken down by Armstrong. Back comes Gordon. Ooh, got away with a step there. Stolen there as they let them play. 5 turnovers by the Huskies. Olivero came away with that steal.
Dave, I'll tell you, give the Lehigh Mountain Hawks some credit. What I mean, they took a real knockout blow there early, and now they're back playing. Still a little nervous, I think.
Olivero fires and hits from 3.
You know, they only drew 2,000 people in their first 3 games total.
Right.
What's in here, 20? You know.
They let them play again. Here's Anderson, a little bit too strong off the glass. Rebound, Nurse. It's the Lehigh ball club that lost Matt Logie, number 3 scorer in the Patriot League last year. Slavko Savovic, he was number 6. They combined for almost 30 points a game, so they got to reload here. Corner jump. Won't go by Neptune. And we're going to take a timeout here. Jim Calhoun not real pleased right now. Rowland doing a nice job penetrating, setting up Olivero for the jumper. Jose, a freshman out of Fairfax, Virginia.
I wouldn't be sorry, Dave. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Huskies come in with 5 new players, something to stir this thing up. It's going to Lawrence Welk tempo, and they're just not sharp.
Well, when you come in a prohibitive favorite, Bucky, you've been in situations like this, it's got to be tough. I mean, you can scream and try to motivate as much as possible. Now, Billy Taylor, out of the Chicago area, his favorite baseball player, Harold Baines. Wow. Says he should go into the Hall of Fame as a DH. One of his we got to talking this afternoon. I said, you're not a Cub fan. No. Bad year for me. Bad year for me. And look at that. Second best turnaround in the NCAA. Mercer last year had the best turnaround.
Great beginning. But as you pointed out, he lost a lot of key players from that 16-win season. And this is a tough place to be trying to rebuild.
That was Rashad Anderson on that last bucket, the sophomore from Lakeland, Florida. Rowland being guarded by Williams, Marcus Williams, who came in the game and knocks it down. So he's got 4 points. Back inside Okafor. Jim Calhoun said he's about 60 to 75% improved on the offensive end.
Well, the thing about Connecticut, when you score on them, either the 4 or 5 men are going to take the ball out of the basket, and the other guy sprints. That time, Okafor was down in the paint with nothing but perimeter players for Lehigh, well established.
A little bit too strong on that one. But the tempo and the early going, pretty much what UConn wants. 13-7 right now. Jim Calhoun not getting the execution he would like, but I don't think he's going to sweat too heavily right now. Big East basketball from Hartford. Number 4, Connecticut playing host to Lehigh. 13-7, Connecticut in front. Huskies hit a 9-2 lead for Jim Calhoun. Then ball club, frankly, lost a little bit of interest and intensity, and Jimmy not too pleased about it. 13-7 now the score.
That loss to Georgia Tech in the preseason NIT was very disturbing in some ways, but then again, it's so early. The top 4 teams all got beat. Connecticut dropped from 1 to 4. And they were just, you won't say this many times, Georgia Tech outworked Connecticut, and that's a signature of Jim Calhoun's team. The matchups were very difficult, but the icing on the cake, UConn 10 for 30 from the foul line. I can't ever remember a stat like that.
Not from this, not at this level, not with these guys.
Exactly right.
Paul Hewitt's ball club, Georgia Tech, played a heck of a ball game as that shot gets knocked down by Olivero. Olivero with another bucket. Turnovers at 6-6. And points off of turnovers, 8 for Lehigh and 2 for Connecticut.
As you watch that Georgia Tech team in that game, just think if Bosch had not left the Yellow Jackets and gone pro.
Corner jumper won't go for Anderson. Williams is there. The lefty got hit going up.
Another terrific freshman for the Huskies. The little lefty from LA, and boy, he can fly.
Steps into some pretty big shoes. Tony Robertson is a designated shooter of the last 3-4 years here. And this young man is being asked to step into that void.
It gives him so much depth at the point, Dave.
Amazing.
Marcus can play there, obviously, and we know that Ben Gordon can play there, and Salik has been a fixture. So that's a lot of depth. One of the problems at Duke, one of the other teams preseason that were given a lot of recognition, they don't have that depth in the backcourt, and they've lost as well. A lot of good teams out there. We'll have to see about great teams.
Armstrong and Anderson out, and Boone and Gordon back in for Connecticut. 4-point game. Rowland trying to turn the corner. Gordon steals it. Olivero, great hustle to break up the play. That was outstanding hustle by Jose Olivero, freshman guard from Fairfax, Virginia.
Really staying after it. Connecticut now more assertive in the backcourt with their pressure, trying to take that motion offense to a one-pass thing and get it down the floor.
Boone had a couple of opportunities and couldn't convert off the miss by Gordon. A heck of a battle here with Rowland. There's the field goal shooting. 5 for 17, not exactly tasty there for Connecticut. Gordon could not save it. Ray Perone said he had his foot on the line.
A competitor. Jim Calhoun over there, you know, I know this game isn't going his way, but he is all over the Zebras. He's trying to fire his team up.
Salik Brown in.
Crowd sitting on their hands. I mean, you know, they came here expecting showtime. And again, give credit to Lehigh. They're a feisty bunch.
Tia is back in. Billy Taylor said, you know, he had his opportunities playing with Alfonso Ellis and that crew at Notre Dame, playing Notre Dame at UCLA when they were #1. So he said, hey, this is an opportunity that you don't always get. Granted, Connecticut's fallen to #4, but there's a turnover. Turnover number 8 for the Mountain Hawks. There's Billy Taylor. He said some guys that are big influences on him. The guy we just talked about, Paul Hewitt at Georgia Tech, Tommy Amaker of Michigan, Tony Dungy, the Colts head coach in Indianapolis.
Lehigh zone has got the Huskies standing. Not good.
Salik Brown more of a penetrator. Pretty good ball movement. Okafor. Salik Brown can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Gordon. Drive and dish. The shot's good. Nice tee up by Salik Brown for Denham Brown. And he's got 6.
Terrific drive and dish. The pass was right there. Denham Brown merely had to lift his arms and release. So many times that penetrator throws a pass to the spot-up shooter like that, and it takes a great athletic feat just to make the catch. Never mind getting back in position to make a play.
Olivero does a good job to call a timeout. Bad pass from Callahan. Here's that drive and dish, coach.
Just right there, right on the numbers. He just sucked up 2 players, saw him wide open, put it right on the numbers. Great release.
You know what I noticed about Brown too? He's like Ray Allen when he was here. It took a nanosecond for him to get the shot off in a great-looking textbook jump shot.
Well, he's so much stronger. He's just, you know, last year he was a freshman, and this year not just the numbers but the body, the presence, and obviously that international play against really good players from around the world has given him confidence. Calhoun made a point saying he has really worked in the weight room. Look at the comparison.
It's unbelievable. And as you guys, as coaches always talk about, hey, the jump shot's in the legs, right? George Blaney, the assistant coach and longtime basketball man, great player in his day at Holy Cross, right?
Absolutely. Head coach at Seton Hall.
Had a great run at the Cross as well.
Ralph Willard's at the cross now. Another alum doing a great job in this Patriot League.
Nice job by Tia to go in to score. Had a career high 20 points against Dartmouth last year. 5-point ball game. What do you tell a team, a national contender, national championship contender like UConn against a team like Lehigh in terms of getting them in the game and keeping them in the game for 40 minutes as Okafor scores his 4th point? How do you keep them fired up and keep the sweat, keep them in a lather?
Well, one of the problems right now is all these teams are trying to find an offensive identity. Which combinations will work better? And teaching offense is a lot harder than teaching defense. Combinations, a lot of substitution, all of that in the early going while you're trying to find your rotations and your niches. All of that tends to break down momentum. It tends to break down the sustained effort. Boy, old Calhoun is up there frisky. It's good to see him up, feeling good. You remember late last season he announced that he had prostate cancer, came back. We asked him how he felt today. Wonderful, lost a little weight. Never been in better spirits in my experience with the guy by a lot of years.
Second foul on Okafor, and that shot's good by Tia. And how about Lehigh hanging in tough? 19-15. This after being down 9-2 to open up this game. Malik Brown tried to set up Boone, and that feisty Tia.
Now I'm a Josh Boone fan, but that play right there typified Connecticut tonight. He didn't go and get the ball.
7:35 to go, and Lehigh representing itself very nicely today. Down by 4 here at number 4, Connecticut. Glad you could join us here in Hartford, everybody. Number 4, Connecticut taking on Lehigh, leading 19-15. Connecticut 9-2 early as we take a look at the Patriot League Coaches Poll, and Billy Taylor's ball club picked to finish 5th. Ralph Willard's Holy Cross Crusaders up top, number 1 again.
They very definitely a prohibitive favorite in the league. It's a very unusual combination of schools with scholarships at some, non-scholarships at some, but very high academics. Holy Cross has a full complement of scholarships. Lehigh now just went to a rotation of 2 per year. So that's what Billy Taylor has to work with. And it varies throughout the conference.
Wow.
That's kind of unusual.
Say the least.
Yeah, most conferences are all playing with the cards out of the same deck, but the Patriot doesn't. I remember Fordham was in the Patriot for a while.
That's right. Well, that's our friend Nick McCutcheon went through about 3 leagues in 4 years there at one stretch. I don't think anybody before since has been through anything like that. Wouldn't wish that on anybody, right? Atlantic 10, he went from the MAC to the Patriot League to the Atlantic 10, I think, in a course of 4 years.
He was America's guest, no doubt about that.
He's doing a great job at Stony Brook, out Long Island. There's Kyle Neptune. Look at the intensity of the man-to-man defense by Connecticut now. Shot clock at 5, and they got him a mile away from the basket. Got to put it up before he hit it. Tia,
how disheartening is that?
Look at this, a 1-point game, too.
Work that hard, that long, and drain a 3.
Well, Lehigh is certainly interested. They get a foul.
Here it is.
Nicely done here.
Over the top, going left, shooting right. Great release. Tia, the point guard and co-captain, along with Austin Rowland of this Lehigh team, that has to be very proud of what it's done so far. I don't think anybody in this building.
Not at the 6:30 mark.
Nope.
Not even close. Down low, Josh Boone goes in for 2-hander. Maybe that'll get Connecticut going. 21-18. By the way, that last foul was on Tia. His first 6-team foul for Lehigh. Glad you could join us. Big East basketball from the Hartford Civic Center. Along with Bucky Waters, I'm Dave Sims. Glad you could join us. 3-point shooting. Lehigh getting the better of Connecticut right now. Up fake and blocked by Boone without leaving his feet. Mickelson denied. Malik Brown takes it. The trailer, yes sir. Ben Gordon, lefty hammer going through for 23-18. He's got 4.
Again, Talik at top speed laid the ball out there beautifully. So the shooter had only to catch and deliver.
A one-handed rebound by Boone again. He'll become a fast fan favorite.
Oh boy, I think he's going to be great.
6'10", he's long, good hands, coordinator, runs the floor. Check, 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 and check. Gordon posting up, taking the smaller guard. That one won't go. Armstrong down low, lost the handle, and taken by Rowland.
Looking at Lehigh and how they are fending off this pressure, and then seeing how Connecticut just destroyed Utah, and Rick Majerus ball control team in the consolation game of the NIT makes you respect Lehigh even more. I mean, what they did to a Rick Majerus team at a very high level was pretty scary.
76-44 the final in the consolation game at the Garden, and there's a knockdown 3 by Kyle Neptune, and Jimmy Calhoun is going nuts. He's 23-21. Lehigh hanging tough here, as Calhoun is talking to one of the veteran officials, one of the fine officials, John Callan. Just wanted a 22nd timeout, and he is all over Armstrong.
What he did is he went right out and went to the spot where Armstrong was standing when that jump shot went over him. Well, I'll tell you, and again with that going left three-pointer, I'm telling you, Calhoun is not a happy camper, and he's got a right to be. Oh my, don't try that unless your chiropractor's very close. Ben Gordon can fly. He's got all the skills. Eventually he's going to figure out how good he is and take over this team. This won't be Okafor's team. It's going to be Gordon's team at some time in the
He's that good. I know you've been saying that for a while too. Shows everything he has. Obviously has the entire package that you can want for a guard.
You made the great line today about if he had Gary Payton's chip on his shoulder instead of an unassuming, reluctant kind of an athlete. But he is so gifted.
Boone wants it down low. They swing it up top. Coming up on 4 minutes to go, and Lehigh's got more, everything it wanted and more. There's a steal, and they're going to say Tia was on the foul on the baseline. So Connecticut gets it back with 12 on the shot clock. And after getting an earful, Hilton Armstrong is back in. And he's going to replace Shimon Tools.
Lehigh right now in some kind of a combination. It's either a triangle and two or just a matchup, but they have really got the Huskies standing.
Sure enough, Ben Gordon turned that over, couldn't maintain control. How about this, Bucky? You would have thought at the 4:15 mark I'd be saying Lehigh with a chance for a tie or the lead against Connecticut here at Connecticut. Connecticut picking up that defense. Nurse back in the game. Rowland's got it. They swing it over to Neptune. Shot clock at 10. Under 4 to play. Still got some time. 7. Tia's got it. Takes a look at the clock. Gets taken away by Gordon, and then a foul by Tia. Tough break. Tough break, and that's a good matchup. Tia has no back down. Like the way that young man is playing. He's out of Monrovia, Liberia. That's where he was born. Played from Providence, Rhode Island. Played at LaSalle Academy and Tabor Academy. Tough customer, 5'11", $185.
Yeah, but I'd say he's stretched a bit at 5'11". Watch it.
I'll buy that.
Yeah, right. It goes right back to competitor. Not a good foul, 90 feet from the basket, but the competitor trying to get it back. He was the point guard last year. He's sharing that role with Austin Rowland this year. Both are co-captains.
Ben Gordon pre-season consensus All-American as we look at Marcus Williams coming back for Talik Brown. Again, Calhoun's club not at full strength, and yet he is getting a lot of folks in the game. Got 9 people rotating in and out. And what do we got? Michael Stevens with the call. Got a shoving foul, and it's against Lehigh. We'll keep it right here. Foul is on Earl Nurse. 18 foul, 1-1 in effect. Has been in effect. 24-21 ball game. Connecticut with 2 team fouls as Michael Fishman returns to the lineup. Earl Nurse will take a seat. Nurse with 2 fouls.
Connecticut's signature pressure, tough, sustaining defense, and only 2 fouls against a team that's driving them a little nuts, holding the ball. That tells you something about Connecticut's preparation to play. These guys just aren't in it. Notice Okafor as well does not sit down when he's out of the game.
Get that bad back, lower back. Down around the hip area. Not quite melded in. It's an explanation we got from Jason Moe, the second-year trainer. And there's a foul as Rowland goes in. Got his legs clipped by Marcus Williams. A couple of free throws coming up here for Rowland.
Putting the ball on the floor. You can tell when Okafor's not in the game, guys do things like that. Slash to the basket. This guy's a senior. He's been around. Transfer from Delaware. He knows that the big fella's back there.
Rowland struggling from the field at 34-8 at the line, though, coming into today's game 90.9%. Kind of games that, if you're a top-ranked club, got to drive you crazy. When this team, if the team comes in and is not intimidated, they don't lay down. Look at this. Lehigh within 2 points. 3:12 to go, first half. Not a full house here at the Hartford Civic Center, but real close. Gordon sets up Williams, the lefty, for 3. No. Rebound goes to Lehigh's Rowland. How about this? Higher lead right here.
I think some restaurants are being called around here saying, we're going to push that reservation back a little bit, thinking this game would be over.
Rowland takes it inside. Here's the jumper by Mickelson, ties the score. 2:42 to go. Oh, man.
So far, this crowd is absolutely mesmerized. It looks like a mural over there. Nothing's moving.
Good battle inside Anderson. Bodies flying all over. But mark it down. Mickelson, a junior out of Woodinville, Washington, ties the score at 24 all.
Got a piece of that one. There hasn't been much contact. Ooh, strong, super strong move. Rashad Anderson.
Kyle Neptune's foul, his second. 9th team foul.
He's he's now 3 for 6 from the season. He was part of that. Oh, here's a good penetration. Nice kick out. Again, the kick out pass from Rowland was right on Mickelson's numbers, and all he had to do was let it go. God, it's great to see. Basketball's a simple game.
Anderson back at the line. Keyman shooting just 40%. Jim Calhoun said he is too good a shooter to keep this up. 2:30 to go, and what a surprise. Lehigh down just by 2. But Ben Gordon will try to change that. (26-24), that is correct. It's not a misprint. Number 4, Connecticut being pushed here. And Connecticut was number 1 just a few days ago. And Lehigh's had some experience against number 1 here in this building against Georgetown, losing 68-43. And that Temple ball club with Mark Macon, Ramon Rivas and company lose 87-73 to them. I remember that, and obviously the 85 club was the Ewing club that lost to Nova.
Every time they come to Hartford Civic Center, it's like a who's who of college hoops. But tonight, they're standing tall.
Olivero, here's some pressure now as Connecticut trying to turn up the pace. Olivero on the floor with Mickelson. We got Rowland. Olivero puts one up, got an air ball, got knocked out of bounds by Anderson. So it's going to be a Lehigh ball. Monserrat is back in the game.
I haven't been counting, Dave, but I don't know how many air balls that's been. But when these guys drive tonight, it is nothing like the Patriot game.
You can say that again. Connecticut has led all the way.
Barely. Except for that opening salvo of 9-2, and then they snoozed.
That's a second trip now. They had an opportunity to get maybe a tie. Denham Brown, nice lead for Boone. Couldn't hold it. Foul on Lehigh.
Boone, I think, was anticipating a shot. He had the whole weak side of the board to himself, and he acknowledged with his eyes to Denham Brown, hey, my fault.
Foul's on Jose Olivero. 10th team foul. Olivero's first since Boone to the line.
Mount Airy, Maryland is going to be very, very good. One Achilles heel so far, shooting only 38% at the line. 5 for 13 before these.
Later on in the year, he can be on the front line with Okafor, Villanueva, and if they really want to torch you, they could bring in Ed Nelson. Have everybody be 6'8" or better on the floor if they wanted to go 1-4 Can you imagine that? 28-24. Nothing doing there. Block shot. Boone taken over by Anderson. What do we got? That's going to be a foul on Lehigh as Fishman went a little bit too deep.
Return to sender. Josh Boone gets a piece. Notice he keeps it in play. He doesn't put it up in the nickel seats. The guy's amazing, Dave. He's just a freshman. You know, you think playing in the world's most famous arena and all that, full houses, that, you know, he'd be kind of bouncing around like a freshman, but he just plays with such poise.
Not the case. That's right. Fishman, his first foul. Double bonus in effect for Connecticut, sending Rashad Anderson back to the line. Anderson got 5 points tonight. First appearance by Kevin Tempest, the sophomore guard from Mercer Island, Washington. A couple of Washington players here. 3 of them, in fact. Gabrov is from Washington. From Kent, we had Tempest from Mercer Island and Nicholson from Woodinville, Washington. A long way from home to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Pressure forces Olivero to turn it over. Technical foul, great call. Denham Brown, in this day and age, no more verbal taunting. And that goes all the way up to the National Football League. And Ray Perone just teed up Denham Brown, and that was the right call.
Got a little chin music going out there. That's good for Connecticut. Watch this, watch this. Whoa.
And Jim Calhoun unloading on Denham Brown right now. Technical foul called. Free throw is good by Rowland. Things are changing in the NCAA in a lot of sports. You know, you get in somebody's face, hey, you beat them. That's what you're supposed to do, compete, try to beat somebody. But then when you start woofing and start jawboning in people's faces, that's when the hanky comes out, the tee comes up, and I think that's the right move. Just play the game.
Well, what that leads to, if it's not arrested, is you know, yeah, it's can you top this, and the next thing you know, it's a swing.
Well, and all you had to do was see the Florida State finale last week when the Florida State ball club, they're victorious. They go and jump all over the Florida logo at midfield as a taunting measure. The Florida kids took exception, and next thing you know, get a problem. What a first step by Gordon. Got inside and they couldn't stop it.
Going back to that Florida State, Florida, I hope the commissioner of both leagues go over that film, pick out some guys and suspend them. That's horrible.
That's ridiculous. 1:23 to go here in the first half. Foul is on Mickelson. Mickelson's first foul. Double bonus has been in effect as Gordon gets in the line. He's been so smooth.
Connecticut now over 70% in the first half, having shot 17 free throws so far. Going back to that 10 for 30 against Georgia Tech. That's hard to believe. Full court pressure now by the Huskies. It's man.
Lehigh's never led. They did tie to 24 on a Mickelson right corner jump shot at 2:42 to go. But Connecticut picked up some pace here. Tempest has got it. Montools is in the game. Olivero guarded by Brown. Stolen, and here comes Connecticut. They fill the lanes in a hurry. Talib with the lead. They blew the layup, but Talib Brown's there to clean it up. Poole was a little bit too strong in that layup. 34-26. Talib Brown's first bucket.
Yeah, that put a pulse in this crowd, too. They want to see the Huskies run.
Here's Rowland. Good defense, but Rowland finds a way to get the shot off. Won't go. Rebound goes to Denham Brown. This team has a chance. This Connecticut ball club has a chance to be really good. We'll talk more about that when we get to the second half. Number 4 in the nation in the brand new poll that just came out about an hour or so ago. Shot clock off. Game clock coming down into the final 10 seconds.
I expect them to go right there.
Yep, they found Gordon. Mike. Olivero gets the shot off. And Talib Brown just killed clock and knew where Gordon was going to be. Got it to him. And Gordon nailed a three. 37-26. Into the half, a 13-0 run. And Ben Gordon, the All-American, with 10 points on 3 of 7 shooting. We'll be back with our halftime here in Hartford. Number 4, Connecticut in charge right after this. Ready for second half action here at Hartford. But first, let's check some scores from around college basketball on this Monday evening. Can you believe it? The first night of December in Big East action. Virginia Tech jumping out of conference. And how about that? Trailing at home to Morgan State out of the MEAC. And top 25 action. Kentucky on the road in Marshall just underway. And there's a good one there. Marquette, Notre Dame. That'll be at South Bend. And Kansas, number 1. Bill Self in the hot spot this week, taking on TCU.
Well, his good win over Michigan State clearly vaulted him from 5 to. There was some conjecture that because all the top 4 teams lost, there wouldn't be that big a shuffle, but Kansas earned it with that impressive win over Michigan State.
Beat them in their own tournament at in East Lansing. That's impressive. And Michigan State's schedule issue was unreal. Here's Connecticut trying to get established early here. Good ball movement. Denham Brown fires over the top. Won't go. Put back. Boone got hit as he went up. It'll be Boone, Gordon, Okafor, Denham Brown, and Talib Brown starting the second half for Connecticut. And you've got Earl Nurse. You got Austin Rowland, Dane Mickelson, Kyle Neptune, and Ra Tia starting for Lehigh here in the second half. Calhoun would like to will some of these free throws to go down.
Okafor, not much of a factor. 4 boards, 4 points in 11 minutes. The block total is interesting. Connecticut had 4. Josh Boone had 3, and Talib Brown had 1.
The last foul was on Nurse's 13th first. Kyle Neptune fires a little short. Rebound right at the feet of Talib Brown. As always, pushing some tempo. Look at this. Okafor caught it in short spaces and turned it over.
That pass should never have been thrown. Talib's too good a point guard. Okafor had no place to go and barely avoided a charge.
10 turnovers for the Huskies. Earl Nurse playing with 3 fouls. They go down low. Mickelson, who had tied it at 24, draws Lehigh a little bit closer, 37-28. But here's the quick counter. That's what makes Connecticut so dangerous. And Okafor still feeling the effects of that bad back. He was posting up and grimacing. And the dump pass there by Brown. They're going to get a foul on Kyle Neptune of Lehigh. That'll be his 3rd. Second team foul on Lehigh.
Again, this first few minutes now, Lehigh's expecting, just to get hit with everything. And if they can maintain and hang around at 9, who knows? Points in the paint, second chance points, total domination by the Huskies.
Down low, Okafor back up top. Gordon, plenty of time in the shot clock. Doesn't step in. Tough shot. He hit it. Boy, he's mastered the tough shots. He's got 12. Crowd can now sit after the first field goal of the second half. 39-28 Connecticut.
Not too comfortably, I might add.
That's right. Moving around, Rowland's got it. Ratia fires him up top and buries a three. Hello. 39-31. He's got 11. Guards are doing a nice job for Lehigh. Talik Brown turns the corner. Gets it back to Denham Brown. And guess what? He got him for the forearm and leveraged him off with the forearm, says Michael Stevens. An offensive foul on Denham Brown, his second personal. Also has a technical.
He's a little steamed. That forearm, this is a great lesson for him. This is frustration 101. They won't run up and down with us. We got to pry it loose. We play pressure D with all our heart for 33 seconds, and they stick a three. What's going on here?
Well, you know one thing about the Lehigh kids are smart, so it's not like they can't read a game plan. They got numbers against them this time. Talik Brown off the glass, too strong. How about that? Mickelson rebound.
Can't ask for much more than that, though. That was well executed break. Passes were good. Everybody was under control. Just didn't go down.
Oh, that had interception written all over it. Nice step through, and Gordon's got the entire package. 70-14 for Ben.
With all the football you've been doing, I thought you were going to say he picks it off in the flat.
Timeout called by Billy Taylor. Ben Gordon with 4 steals ties a career high. Jim Calhoun still not in a smiling mode right now, but I guess the blood pressure's a little bit better. Up by 10 on top of Lehigh. We'll back after this. Good look at Emeka Okafor, All-American candidate, preseason Big East Player of the Year. And tell you what, got a little bit of a back problem, Coach, and you get that back problem, you're a post player. Look at the grimace there. Tells you everything you need to know.
Dane Nicholson giving it all he's got, but there's a quantum difference there in talent. Okafor not dogging it, playing with pain. We are told it's not a bone-on-bone or a chance of a serious injury. It's just one of those things that has to work out. Yeah, and the irony of the Connecticut schedule, they don't play again until next Saturday, and then they don't play again until the Saturday after that. So between Okafor's back,
the best prescription, they said, is rest. And Ratia got tied up by Gordon and Brown. Boy, they executed the vice very nicely in short quarters there.
That's those engineers, right?
That's it. Jason Miller, the second-year trainer, he came up here out of Auburn. We look at Billy Taylor. The Connecticut trainer, 7 minutes, a joint in the back, a junction of the sacrum and the sacroiliac. Slight rotation problem, so as far as Billy Taylor's concerned, Okafor could take off the rest of the evening.
Marcus White of Connecticut also a possible red shirt because of a bulging disc. He's only played in 4 games, so it's possible that they could redshirt him with a medical hardship. And when you look around with Villanueva possibly coming back, it might be a good move for the program, certainly for Marcus.
Got the transfer, Georgia Tech, Ed Nelson, too. So a couple years ago, there's Ratia firing. Won't go ahead to. The shot clock was running down. 10-point lead. This was a 24-all ball game. 2:42 to go in the first half. Denham Brown wanted that, got nothing. Got it back and scored. But Denham Brown with that bucket, that's going to give him 6 points.
2-2-1 full court pressure now on made field goal with a chance to set it up.
Rolling for 3. Won't go to keep it alive. That looked like it went out on White.
Lehigh now getting caught up in tempo, taking that shot too quick. They're going away from what was good to them.
Take a break. 43-31 Connecticut.
The more you discover about the Hyundai Elantra, the more it makes sense. It's loaded with standard features like AC and power everything. Plus,
for a 37-26 margin at halftime, and it's been all Connecticut here. They go down low. Okafor, double team, tough shot. As good as Boone tried to finger roll instead of laying it in.
Going down inside. Connecticut now. Just can't get the ball to go down. You can't ask for much more than that. 2 feet from the basket. The ball,
6'10" too.
The iron has not been kind. Rebounding. Connecticut now 31-16 over Lehigh, and second chance points 13-zip, all pointing to the tremendous power inside that so far the Huskies have not been able to consistently unleash. It's been very spotty. That's tough. Man for man, in your face.
Sure enough, just beat the timeline. Got it across the timeline. And Gordon, a little bit too much harassment on Austin Rowland.
Well, I thought Rowland I thought they were going to for a wraparound.
Ben Gordon picks up the foul. That'll be his first.
Yeah. This is, when I want to dance, I'll let you know.
Team foul number 2 on Connecticut. Kyle Neptune plays inside out with M. Gabrov. Back out top to Rowland. M. Gabrov, the intended receiver. That's not going to work. Talik Brown to Denham Brown. Got it with the finger roll. So Denham Brown with the bucket gives him 10 points in the paint for Connecticut. 22-6 advantage.
Much of that off transition. This is one of those games when you're Connecticut, you know it's not pretty. It hasn't been a lot of fun.
Ooh, how about that challenge? Kyle Neptune to the hole. He's got 5.
From Brooklyn, the freshman. Fearless going down in there.
Oh, nice set up and great execution on the finish by Okafor for 6 points for him. And Ben Gordon, what a setup there behind the back.
You can do it all. You can do it all.
The intensity of this man-to-man defense is impressive. Olivero has to throw one up. Here's a breakout. Denham Brown won't go, and the rebound goes to Gabrov.
Put yourself in Lehigh's place. You got Gordon and Talik Brown out there in your face. If you could break them down off the dribble, you got Josh Boone and Emeka Okafor back there waiting on you. That's catch-22.
Yeah. You get any kind of opening like that, and Gordon blocked that. Stolen back by Olivero. Gets a freebie and converts.
He just won't go away. 12 points, 13 minutes to go.
He's doing a nice job. Olivero's got 8. Brown comes free in the corner. Up top, Talik Brown. And Talik has worked like crazy on that jump shot over the last couple of years. He's got 4 points.
What a warrior he is, Dave. Sometimes he needs a couple of different speeds, and maybe that outside shot always hasn't been great, but right now he's playing hurt. He's got one of those turf toes plus a bad hip. So that spacing we talked about, a game a week for the next couple of weeks will help him to heal as well.
Great. Turnover, number 15 for Lehigh as Shimon Tools is back in. And Rashad Anderson back into the Connecticut lineup. Billy Taylor in his second season, the Patriot League Coach of the Year last year. Lehigh expected to pick 5th by the coaches in the Patriot League behind Holy Cross, Lafayette, Colgate, and American, and ahead of Bucknell, Navy, and Army.
Calhoun going small now with these lineup changes. That should give him a little more quickness on defense, a little more pressure.
2-man game. Gordon shot an air ball. Talik Brown layup and in. Talik Brown very hardy on those boards. He's got 8 points.
Talik says if you get one of those big guys out of there, and Boone just came out, I can go in there and show you something on the blocks.
Under 12 to play here in the second half. Ratia. They go down low to Nurse. He's been in foul trouble most of the evening. Olivero got hit. Oh, he's going to shoot 3.
What he had a 4.
Yeah.
That was in and out.
16 points, the margin of right now for Connecticut.
Olivero, just great release. And that ball just took all the paint off the inside, the lower part of that rim, before the truck hit.
Second foul on Gordon, third team. Olivero gets that one to go. He's out of Fairfax, Virginia. He was all Metro and all state in the state of Virginia.
What a funny release last time. He just about toppled over.
Billy Taylor says it's nice to have him on the floor. He's like an extra coach. Can't get enough of those. There's 2. He's got 10 points. Ben Gordon's going to get a break. Marcus Williams is back in.
Malik Brown will be graduating this year. Marcus Williams may well be the point guard of the future for the Huskies.
Olivero, nice trip there, knocking down 3 jump shots. 51-38, 11:41 mark. What a setup here. If you're a big man, you better finish that playoff. What a delivery by Ben Gordon. Timeout. Glad you're with us here from Hartford. We're at the Civic Center with Connecticut number 4. 51-38 over Lehigh, a game ball club, and one of the great gentlemen of basketball. One of our favorite guys, D. Rowe, watching the game here tonight.
Well, Connecticut's going to have a Hall of Fame basketball coach in Jim Calhoun, but that's a Hall of Fame man, ambassador. He was a very fine basketball coach at the University of Connecticut, has stayed with the athletic department as kind of an ambassador and fundraiser, just a great human being.
Long shot won't go by Anderson. Here's Lehigh taking over, down 51-38. Ratia, gutty performance in the first half.
Coming out of the timeout, you can see the coaching of Billy Taylor. He's got him back running that motion.
Yeah.
Ball control, got him settled down. That's a good test of a coach. What do they do coming out of that timeout? That's the last time they have good control.
Olivero turns it over, tried to feed it in to Gabra. Turnover for Lehigh, number 16 for Billy Taylor's club. They're right on their number. That's what they have averaged in their first 3 games.
Back in that zone. This is pretty much straight up 2-3 right now.
Anderson right into the teeth of the zone, won't go, and a rebound goes to Gabrov, and it's going to be a foul against Lehigh.
In the first half, when Lehigh went zone, Connecticut tended to stand around and move the ball. That time, with a good power move, getting in the seams, you got to attack it. You got to attack it, especially when you're bigger and stronger.
You bet. Olivero's second foul, third team foul. Ben Gordon back in. Malik Brown takes a seat.
Oh, nice.
Can't beat that. He let somebody get that kind of position. Okafor with 8 points. Lights out. 53-38. Okafor on the evening. The 8 points.
Marcus Williams already with 13 assists in 1 game this season. Showed us a little bit of it right there.
And Gabrov's not ready to catch. Connecticut going to make them pay for it. Hello! Rashad Anderson from Marcus Williams, and you bet, timeout, Lehigh. He gets it clearly. The young man, Marcus Williams, from Los Angeles, California.
But again, effortless, nothing fancy, no jive chucking. He just puts the ball right on the numbers, makes the layup, a routine thing for Rashad Anderson.
You know what? It was a classic chest two-hand pass, too. It was crisp. You know, you get a frozen rope right to him.
Only thing better in those situations, 2-on-1, where the defense is back and normally has their hands up. A bounce pass normally is the better percentage. But I liked it. It was clean and smooth. No showtime.
Glad you could join us for Big East basketball. Number 4, Connecticut playing host to Lehigh. I'm Dave Sims with Bucky Waters and our ESPN Plus crew. Points in the paint. Can't say you're surprised by this, but I tell you what, Lehigh still hanging in here for the most part. I mean, down 17. Lehigh coming in after a tough loss against Sacred Heart, 58-56.
Yeah, that's 7 seconds to go. Heartbreaker. Just think losing one like that and then heading to the Hartford Civic Center.
And there's Marcus Williams, who's the guy that shooting just 4 for 15 coming in, but it's all about setting people up. What a job here against Sacred Heart. He had 13 assists. That's an outstanding way to get that college career going, right?
Yeah, and you know, even that little behind the back flip, you know, it was the play to make. It wasn't something he created to look good. It was what the defense gave him. Like him. I really like him.
Got some good company. You saw Earl Kelly's name on that list. Kevin Ollie, one of the great guards that have played here at Connecticut. If you're at Lehigh, what are you going to do now? I mean, because Earl Nurse, number 34, one of their top players, has had foul trouble most of the evening. And you're down 17. You got to make at least one more stand here before it gets crazy.
Well put.
And Gabroff down low, got 6 on the shot clock. Turned it over again without a shot. 18 turnovers. Set up for Anderson. Oh, that might as well be a 6-point play. A possible 3 he didn't get the other way, plus this one. He's got 11.
He's a good shooter. He only came in shooting 28% from 3, but as Calhoun said, he's too good a shooter. Time will take care of that.
Boy, their next few opponents better watch out. Coming up on the 9-minute mark in the 20-point game. A lot of movement here by Lehigh. Rowland's got it, and he got fouled. Oh, boy, there's a freshman foul. 4 on the shot clock. Of course, Jim Calhoun back the other way, turned it to the bench. And here, Jim Calhoun's in, play him straight up, force him left.
That should be easy for the lefty to do, huh?
Yeah. Second foul on Marcus Williams. For the Huskies, team foul number 4. So Lehigh gets a new clock to take it down, see if they can get something. Rowland has to give it up. Callahan's got it with 15 on the shot clock. Rowland with room, and he takes it. Won't go. Rebound Nurse. Callahan's able to save. And too many steps by Rowland. Number 19 with the turnover.
There was a situation where the pass out to Callahan, who was spot up for a 17-footer, and they threw it right on his shoelaces. Opportunity gone.
They didn't get much of a chance at all. Boone is back in. He'll replace Shimon Tools. So Lake Browning going to try to set up Okafor. Can't get it to him, so Anderson will fire from over the top. What a stroke! We got to find him.
I know that the Connecticut fans were expecting a blitzkrieg, but this lead has been achieved at a glacier-like pace.
Right,
just
very steady.
Yes, every other possession, picking up. And sometimes you get caught in these. And poise is important without sacrificing effort.
Anderson's got 14. Rowland took it down low. Nurse turned away, thought better of that. And they turn it over again. It's number 20. Been a tough go here of late for the Mountain Hawks. Billy Taylor's club not getting a big value on the ball, and Connecticut's making them pay. Connecticut starting to get some distance between itself and Lehigh. 61-38. 7:34 to go here in the second. This game was tied at 24 on a jump shot by Dane Mickelson. It's all Connecticut since then.
A number of combinations on the floor tonight for Connecticut. We talked about Hubie Brown and his charts and statistics. We used to spend a lot of time on player combination charts, which is, you know, sometimes your best 5 players are not your best team.
Okay.
You know, the defenders, you need passers, you need guys that'll sacrifice. And so you got to find that out. And by starting, you make a substitution. That group was together 6 minutes and you're up 2. You make a substitution, they're together 4 minutes, you're down 4. It begins to tell you who plays well together.
That last foul was on Dane Mickelson, his second. And now a foul on Ben Gordon. And his elbows, that's his third. Had both his elbows up high. This is Michael Stevens. So Ben's going to take a seat. 15 foul, Connecticut, 4 for Lehigh. Since that 24 all-time bucket, it's been 37-14 Connecticut.
But Jim Calhoun just keeps changing the bodies, and the pressure just wearing them down. Even though they played 11 players in the first half, the pressure is enormous, especially down in that paint.
How about Josh Boone? Do you hear him going, boom? Fadeaway by Olivero. Tough shot. Nicely done. He's got 13. Back in a hurry. Look at his counterattack. Talik Brown got into the paint, got his back, and then turned it over.
When you score on Connecticut, they run it right back down your throat. It's out of the net, and one of those big guys is already on the blocks at the other end.
Boone just got another block, but the tip in by Mickelson gives him 6. Boone racking up some block shots tonight. 6:23 to go. And let's take a look at the Cooper Tire Defensive Player of the Game. Pretty easy. It's all about defense. Watch what number 21 does. Get it out of here.
Return to sender.
Josh Boone. Very impressive performance.
You drive down that lane against Okafor and Boone, and it's Chuck and Duck.
So Boone with 5 block shots they've given him credit for, Coach. That's a bit way to get going here. Down low. Brown wanted it badly. He's able to draw a foul. Let's see if they're going to get it on. They're going to get it on rolling.
That's an Okafor stat.
First foul on rolling. Team 6th.
It's like all the oxygen's been sucked right out of the building.
Man, no question.
This is nothing that anybody expected. I don't think Lehigh expected to be in this position.
Right.
Connecticut certainly thought they'd be playing the end of the bench and just having a good old time after coming back from New York. And the fans certainly were ready for an explosion, and it just hasn't happened.
Connecticut coming in after that 3rd place win in the preseason NIT, 76-44 over Utah after they lost 77-61 to Georgia Tech.
They just took a Rick Majerus team apart, and that's not done easily.
Right, and the thing that really made a mark on that was that Paul Hewitt's Georgia Tech club did the same thing to them in the first round, which was a surprise in some circles.
And as you see what they did to Texas Tech in the championship of the preseason NIT.
They took them apart as well.
Yeah, wasn't a fluke.
Okafor with the bucket gives him 10. He'll go to the line to make it 11. Back to a 20-point game.
This is old-fashioned basketball. Down in the lane, post up, take it to the hoop. Look at that left hand that time.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Earl Nurse has had a tough night. 4 fouls on him. Top rebounder on the club. Earl originally out of Brooklyn, raised down in Miami, Florida. 8 points and 6 boards. His average is coming in. Bothered by foul trouble. Let's see, knocked out of bounds by Boone.
Lehigh, next 2 games at home against Swarthmore and Harvard. And they'll be ready for them after this.
Boy, I'll say.
They're glad to see some guys our own size. Former Lehigh coach, father of a colleague of ours, Billy Packer, Tony Packer, coached 16 years at Lehigh.
Had some good clubs up there, didn't
he? Did. And the guy that succeeded him was Pete Carrill.
Yeah, for 1 year. Gordon down low, nothing doing. And then Pete, of course, went over to Princeton, where he wore people out for about 20-plus years.
Yes, he did.
And Nurse has just fouled out. Earl Nurse fouling out with 5:31 to go. Didn't really get going offensively, and power player, but at a different level. And Nurse is going to foul out here against a much bigger front line than he normally sees.
They got a nice club in the Patriot League.
For Earl Nurse, 1 for 3, 2.6 rebounds.
Interesting. Olivero grabbed them coming in just like, hey, babe, You know, come on, I want your best. Give me your best shot.
That's right. Gordon, 15 points. Jim Calhoun telling us, and Earl trying to shake this one off. Jim Calhoun telling us about Gordon. His aim, get a national championship this year and wrap up his college career as a junior and move on to the next level, the NBA.
Jim Calhoun also explained how they're trying to get their players ready to go out early academically. Duke has done that very well. The guys can actually graduate in 3 years. And
oh, man! Yeah. 18 for Ben Gordon. Oh. Tell you what, he is in the head of Austin Rowland. Alley-oop, look out. That's the first one of the evening here. 70-44. Can you say explosion? Timeout called. All it took was a flurry, a couple of steals, a reverse, a jam, and the rout just arrived. And the Connecticut fans will say better late than never. They get it back off the turnover down low and a foul beforehand. This is John Cal. And they're going to get Boone on the foul. Let's take a look at a BMW drive of the game. And the candidates, well, let's just start with number 4 and end right there. Look at this.
oh, yes.
He had one earlier that was the clubhouse leader, but that was just one. Congratulations to Ben Gordon for the drive of the game.
I also want to give credit to the Connecticut fans. As disappointed as they were, they just remained quiet. Now, if Connecticut had been a Philly team playing like this,
well, hey.
they'd have booed them out of the gym. So my credit goes to the Connecticut fans who waited patiently for what they knew was coming. And boy, they had to wait.
And folks, we can say that because we're from both originally from the Philadelphia area, born and raised. We'd have been under the table had this been down there.
They've been known to boo kindergarten graduation.
Let me tell you something. I was there when they booed Santa Claus in '63. That's not a myth. That happened. Trust me. 14 for Olivero. Here's the alley-oop. Beautifully timed.
There it is, off the dribble. And Boone again with what, 5-6 blocks. He is going to be a force.
Scary how good this team can be. Ben Gordon 6 of 11, and that was the topic of conversation we had with Jim Calhoun today. Is, you know, you look back at that '99 club that won the national championship. Said that team was tough. This team doesn't quite have that moxie, that demeanor yet. A lot of talent, as you can see here. Brother, 13 for Denham Brown. But he said, you know, you looked at that club, Jake Vosco, he said, hey, they wanted to lay 260 pounds on you. Kevin Freeman was the ultimate warrior. Ricky Moore was, as Jimmy said, as tough physically and mentally as you'll ever see. Great defender, as Duke will attest in that championship game.
Boy.
Rip Hamilton. You got Rochelle Jones, who was a great defender, and Elamine at the point.
He was just a winner.
Oh, that was a heck of a club. This team, Jimmy says, is a work in progress, which tells you, say, mid-February, you don't want to see Connecticut on your schedule.
No, especially with Charlie Villanueva, who they expect imminently, this weekend maybe.
That's right. Brownie thought he had one.
Think about that high school team. Charlie Villanueva and at Blair Academy, and Luol Deng,
Who's at Duke.
who's the best player on the Duke team right now. That must have been some team.
Yeah. Down low, nice up and under. Classic move there by Dave Mickelson. He's got 8. He's the young man that tied the score at 24 in the first half. That's from page 2 of the Kevin McHale songbook. Good hustle there by Rod Tia to get on the floor. 16 turnovers for Connecticut.
Lehigh will take a lot away from this game. They have been remarkable with their poise, clearly outmanned. They schedule one more game like this. December 30th, they go way out of their league and play Vanderbilt of the SEC.
How about this? Kyle Neptune drilling the 3 and got hit. He'll have a 4-point opportunity under 3 minutes to go. He's got 10. Boone that time in a follow-through. I don't know, did he take a dive on this? I couldn't.
Yeah.
I think he may have done. We'll give him a statuette afterwards.
There's Calhoun looking at the clock. Please go fast. Let's get out of here with nobody hurt.
Coach, you've been at both ends of this, right?
Yeah. Don't anybody call timeout. Let's go home.
You'll run laps for a week.
We were playing at UCLA, and they had Alcindor Jabbar, and we played them really tough for 30 minutes, and I was just going away. And I called the time. I said, no, we were on our way to Hawaii. I said, guys, it's been a nice night. I see palm trees, girls in hula skirts. Don't anybody call timeout. We're out of here. And it broke them up. That's what we needed, because we were getting pounded. You know.
Right.
My center was 6'5", and the big fella had a field day.
Oh, man. What year was that? His first or second or third year?
Third year.
Third year? Oh, my goodness. Dane Mickelson just picked up the foul, his fourth. Ben Gordon at the line again. I'm going to remember this young man for a long time here in the Connecticut environs. He's got 19 points. He has hit some big shots over the years. Was it 2 years ago in the Big East final? He hit a shot that was, I mean, you see 10-year pros run away from the shot he took and made with confidence.
This reluctance thing that we've been mentioning, he had 37 against Nevada, and he was on the bench wanting to get back in so that he could get, I can get 50. Well, some coaches would get upset with that, saying, you know, you just sit here because, you know, I want to play somebody else. But they were glad to hear it, because that's the assertiveness they've been waiting for.
Another stage of his development.
Yep.
Yeah, a real quiet young man. Came from a religious family, Mount Vernon, New York. Down low.
Mount Vernon's turned out some players over the years.
Earl Tatum, the Williamses, Gus and Ray, Lowe's Moore, Rodney and Scooter McCrae.
At Louisville, yeah, sure.
And Gordon going to take a seat. 11 points. Check that. He's got Ben Gordon with 19 points. His night is over. 2:03 to go in a 20-point game. Got it replaced him is another flamethrower, Rashad Anderson, who's got double figures.
Lehigh with nobody in the lane.
Mickelson can't get it to go.
They must have a lot of confidence in his free throw shoot.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
The experience, I think the point you made was great about they can take a lot away from this game. In terms of how to be intent, stay with it all the time, and take nothing for granted. Each and every pass. I mean, look at the range here. He just jumps over everybody and gets the shot off.
For you NASCAR fans, Roger Penske is a Lehigh graduate and has funded the Penske Hall of Fame there at Lehigh. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Olvero misses. Well, he's one of the great names in sports. 6 boards for Boone. Up top, off the curl. What a stroke, won't go. They battle for the rebound. Armstrong's got it, but Ratier, I tell you what, this kid's going to make. He's going to make all Patriot League.
He's a player.
He's a player. He's tough. He's hard-nosed. Sets his people up nicely. Good job by Mickelson. Good hustle. 20-point ball game. This is a 24-all game. 2:42 to go. Late in the first half. Since then, all Connecticut. Billy Taylor, second-year coach of the year in the Patriot League last season. He's got a lot. I tell you what, he can boil down. He can put a nice tape together of a lot of positives that come out of this game. Take a break and come back for the final 61 seconds. Look at that. Ben Gordon all over her. Deadly combination. Tonight's Big East basketball game has been brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Dave Simpson, Bucky Waters with you. 73-53, number 4, Connecticut. Got pushed a little bit late in the first half. But they're not number 4 for nothing. Number 1 preseason on just about every magazine cover. Jason Bache is in the game. Ryan Swaller's got it. And Justin Ivanovic. These guys that rarely get any time, they need to start chucking here. 40 seconds to go. Get a touch and let it rip.
How tough is it to come off that bench when you've been sitting there since 7 o'clock and try to make impressive plays? It's tough.
Armstrong with his 4th point. Final 30 seconds of play. Not a bad performance and not a bad effort by Lehigh.
That was
And
very
Oliveros,
impressive.
boy, I tell you what, he's got it. He went right into the teeth of the defense again. He's got 17 points.
Well, the teeth have been pulled, though. They're all sitting over there next to Calhoun.
Into the gums. Tip, no good. They battle for it. Will break out. Neptune, 2-on-3 with 6 seconds to go, and he got fouled.
I think he was trying to stuff the stat sheet with that move. 1-on-3.
Thought he was going to pull up for 3, to be honest with you.
I just see a little crease, and I'm going through there. With you or without you.
Neptune misses that one. Jimmy's put up some numbers, hasn't he? Already.